A hired man who is not a shepherd and whose sheep are not his own sees a wolf coming and leaves the sheep and runs away, and the wolf catches and scatters them. This is because he works for pay and has no real concern for the sheep. I am the good shepherd, and I know mine, and mine know me, just as the Father knows me, and I know the Father, and I will lay down my life for the sheep. I have other sheep that do not belong to this fold. These also I must lead, and they will hear my voice. Then there will be one flock and one shepherd. This is why the Father loves me, because I laid down my life in order to take it up again. No one takes it from me, but I lay it down on my own. I have power to lay it down and power to take it up again. This command I have received from my Father. This is the gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
You may be seated. I am happy to be standing before you today on this Sunday of the Good Shepherd of Jesus. It is a privilege for me to be able to stand here and to address you. And I realize that the only reason I'm standing here today is because of my Good Shepherd, who has been with me through the dark valley of of illness and recovery. When Jesus was crucified, Pilate had a sign posted above his head that read, "This is Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews." And this created a great deal of offense among the enemies of Jesus. Do not put such a sign up like that, because he's an imposter. He's not really the king. And Pilate responded by saying, "What I have written, I have written." So no one dared to correct Pontius Pilate at this point and what he was going to do. He had a crown of thorns placed upon the head of Jesus. So Jesus was a kind of king. But before this happened, Jesus was with his disciples and he told them something. He said, "I am the good shepherd who lays down his life for his sheep." So Jesus calls and identifies himself as a good shepherd. You know, of all the Christian art that's in the world, the earliest artwork we have of Jesus is in the catacombs in Rome. Did you know that? And there's a drawing on the side of the wall. And the drawing is of Jesus. And it's Jesus the Good Shepherd. So this idea of Jesus being a good shepherd is something that was very popular among the early Christians. They depicted Jesus as such, which is interesting because Jesus never was a shepherd. He was a carpenter, we're told. And so we have these pictures of Jesus as a good shepherd, tenderly holding a lamb in his arms. Or there's one where he has a lamb around his neck. We all have our favorite of Jesus, the Good Shepherd. But what does Good Shepherd means? Well, when Jesus says, "I am a good shepherd," he is drawing upon a very rich legacy within Judaism. The ancient Hebrews were shepherds, while the Egyptians were busy building pyramids and the Mesopotamians were busy building canals. The Hebrews were shepherding sheep and producing wool that was used to clothe the new civilizations. So the Hebrew people were shepherds, and they were the ancestors of the Israelites. So by the time we get to the time of Jesus, Jesus is speaking of being the good shepherd. He was drawing upon a great legacy because the people of Israel were shepherds. Abraham, their ancestor in the faith, was a shepherd. Jacob was a shepherd. Isaac was a shepherd. Moses was tending his sheep of his father-in-law Jethro when he saw God appear to him in a burning bush. So Moses was a shepherd. But more than that, and what's more important in the thinking of Jesus, is that David was a shepherd. And the word shepherd was used in ancient Israel as a royal title. The kings of Israel were referred to as the Good Shepherd. So when Jesus says that I'm a good shepherd, he's making claim to his own royalty. But also he's revealing something about the nature of his ministry with us, that he tends to us, that he cares for us, that he loves us. So we are never alone. We always have a companion in life. I know this to be true from my own experience. We are never abandoned. We have our good shepherd who guides us, who leads us into green pastures. You're here today because the good shepherd led you here today. So he's watching over your life. And he's blessing you with courage and with gifts and with hope. And that is the message of the gospel, I believe, today.